Hey, what's going on, guys? Chris Chaos back here, uh, giving you another little prediction video. Of course, this is a prediction video for the UFC fight night. I guess either Fight Live or UFC Live, whatever you want to call it. It's Dan Hardy versus Chris Lytle. Uh, the show's going to be on Versus tomorrow night. Well, technically tonight, and I'm just going to give you a little predictions. Uh, I'm not going to go into very much detail considering this is not a pay-per-view. There's no title fights. I mean, it's just not a huge show, but this is still, I mean, it's a pretty good card. Uh, and I, I, I am thoroughly going to enjoy Chris Lytle and Dan Hardy. I also I want to shout out my homie Dan Wenzel. He's going to be at the show tomorrow night in Milwaukee. You suck. You suck. Anyway, and I apologize for the bad lighting. I'm in my new place right now, and I haven't gotten everything set up yet. I haven't got like my workstation set up like I had in my previous establishment, if you will. So bear with me. The next couple of videos probably aren't going to be great, but they're going to be good regardless. I'm going to make sure that they're, good. This one, however, not so much. I'm just going to jump right on into the predictions. I want to make this really quick. I don't want to drag it out too long. Uh, that there's four fights going to be on the card that's scheduled for the main card. Amir Sadala versus Duane Ludwig. Charles Oliveira versus Donald Cowboy Cerrone. I love Cowboy Cerrone. Jim Miller versus Ben Henderson. Dan Hardy versus Chris Lytle. Now, I don't know really anything about Duane Ludwig or Duane or however he pronounces his name. But I hate Amir. I hated him on Ultimate Fighter, and I will never I will absolutely never go for this guy. I will never predict because I want to predict he gets his face bashed in. I hate him. I just hate him. You made kind of an enemy for life, if you will. Um, so I'm going Duane or Ludwig, however he pronounces his name. Charles Oliveira versus Donald Cerrone. I'm going the Cowboy. Donald Cerrone on that one. Jim Miller versus Ben Henderson. This is one I kind of went back and forth on a couple of times, and I really I can't wait to see this fight because I think it's just going to be an amazing fight. But and I kind of think I feel like Ben Henderson has even still has a lot to prove because that kick from Anthony Pettis in that fight that is like the thing that a lot of people have talked about for months and months, and he's been like kind of the laughing stock, if you will. I mean, how can he take that kick and all this? I think he's going to come out and he's going to try to impress. I'm going to go Dan Henderson in this fight. And of course, I got to go with my boy from the UK, Mr. Dan Hardy. I love Chris Lytle. I really do. Uh, but Dan Hardy impressed me when he fought GSP many moons ago. And it wasn't that long ago, but still, he impressed the hell out of me because GSP just had his arm in the Kimura and just was cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking, and your arm's not supposed to bend like that. Your arm's not supposed to go in that direction, and he just stayed in it. And for what it's worth, I've always had a fondness for Dan Hardy. So that's where I'm going on this one. So peep the show tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be live tweeting. I haven't decided if I'm going to watch this, even though it's free and SummerSlam is not. for those of you who waiting, SummerSlam predictions are coming up very shortly. But I don't know what I'm going to watch yet. Follow me on Twitter at The Answer Chaos. I will let you know exactly what show I'm going to be watching. But if I watch SummerSlam, I will go back and watch this later. It's bound and determined to be a great, great card. Uh, I just hope that none of the fights end in the first round. I kind of hate that, but if they're spectacular, we move on. Deuces, guys. Chaos is out.